Well, happy Easter week, everyone. We are excited to walk through this week together through these daily devotional videos that we'll be putting out. So stay tuned to our social media outlets and come back each day for a new video and a new challenge this Easter week from each of our pastors. Now, if you know me, you know that I'm a huge sports fan. I get highly passionate about my teams, at least my wife tells me so. And one of the very few times that I've been able to experience one of my teams win a title is in 2021 when the Atlanta Braves won the World Series. I can still remember the emotion and the excitement that I felt as Freddie Freeman catches the final out of Game 6 to defeat the Houston Astros. As a Braves fan, we relived it, we bragged about it, we celebrated it for an entire year. That is until the next season when the Astros redeemed themselves and they won the series and the Braves were no longer reigning champs. Since then, the Braves have not been back to the World Series. So now every season is a reminder of how fleeting that feeling is. And truth be told, it obviously had no significant impact on my life whatsoever. Sure, it brought some excitement and some happiness. It's fun to remember and relive. But did it really impact or change my life in any way whatsoever? Of course not. As we approach Easter Sunday, I want to remind us as believers in the resurrection that this holiday is not just the anniversary of a historical event. It is still an impacting, truly life-changing event, and we should celebrate it as such. The resurrection gives us assurance over our past, power for today, and hope for the future. And let me take just a few moments and break those down for us. First of all, the resurrection gives us assurance of Christ's accomplished work. In 2 Corinthians, Paul tells us that Christ became our sin. And as he cries, "It is finished," on the cross, he was declaring that he had fully accomplished what is required of a holy, just God for the price of sin. So we no longer have to bear that punishment. Then after the wages of sin had been paid, God displays his love for us by defeating death, hell, and the grave and assuring us that God the Father has been satisfied. Secondly, the resurrection also gives us power to live in the Spirit today. 1 Corinthians 15 says that the second Adam, who is Christ, became a life-giving spirit. The life that he gives to those of us who confess him as Lord. Paul reminds us also over in Ephesians chapter 2 that just as God raised Christ from the dead, we too have been raised with him. This accomplished work is ours today to live in. Thirdly, the resurrection also gives us hope for our own resurrection someday. Because we have been made alive spiritually through Christ, we have assurance that the Spirit that now inhabits us is the promise of our own resurrection from these mortal bodies. I love the lyrics in a modern hymn, "Come Behold the Wondrous Mystery," where we sing the words, "What a foretaste of deliverance, how unwavering our hope, Christ in power resurrected, as we will be when he comes." So Easter in general is far more than the anniversary of a historical event. It's far more than something that is accomplished and celebrated in the past, but having no lasting impact on our life, similar to our sports team winning a title. No, this celebration is far greater because it is truly life-giving. So this Easter, may we rest in the accomplished work of Christ. May we live today in the power of the Spirit. And may we take hope in the day where we too will be raised with Christ to the glory of the Father.